What's up, y'all? If you've been to any of these protests across the United States, at the heart of this, I'm speaking to New York, as we have the largest gatherings, upwards to 35,000 people a day congregating very close together. So if anyone across the U.S., New York in particular, has been to any of the protests, or as the time of this video still going to any of these protests, then please be protest. Meaning if there's a way and an availability of a coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 test, be it for antibodies to see if you've once had it, or a general test to see if you are currently or recently have infected yourself with the virus, you have a responsibility basically to get a test. I've seen people being interviewed where the interviewer of a news station may ask someone, aren't you, are you worried about catching this virus? And the people say, oh, well, I am worried about that, but this other issue is way more worth it where I figure I'll take a risk. That's perfectly understandable for any one individual that may feel that way. But what you've got to realize is you're not just risking yourself, you are risking other people. The viral spread is a communal thing. You know, if you were to catch it, you go home to elder people, you can pass it to them. You get on the train, you move around, you can pass it and spread it to other people. This applies to every single people that was in extreme close proximity at a protest. Some may say, oh, but many people were wearing masks. There's levels to that mask stuff. First off, the thin surgical masks, they offer very little protection. That's if you were to cough or sneeze or something, it'll decrease the viral droplet spread from, going in close vicinity for other people to breathe it in, right? But the actual good masks to protect an individual from catching another person's germs are the N95 masks or better, which, when you get into actual respirator masks that have filters and stuff like that, that's when you get the big boy stuff that could much better protect you. However, at protests, what happens at protests is a lot of shouting. So even if you're shouting with the mask on, you're pushing germs through. If you're pulling your mask down to shout and chant along with everyone, then your viral spread is going everywhere. So the close congregation there's no way around the fact that will increase the viral spread all across the United States. Again, New York had upwards to 35,000 people daily congregating. Now, this video isn't even giving an opinion on if the civil right issue was worthy of it or not. I'm just giving the straight up facts, or you could say the science about the consequence. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel it was worth it where you did it, or even if I feel it was worth it where you did it, you also have to match, that fortitude, that energy with getting tested. If you were at a protest, be protest. Make a t-shirt out of that. Get tested. So if you're positive, you could stay home. People tend not to have much of an attention span to see what's not in front of their face. You see the numbers going down and you see everyone around you looking good. Well, keep in mind, for those that may not know, the way this virus works is it spreads it's most infectious before people show symptoms. When they start showing symptoms, sneezing, coughing, get sick, it's still infectious, but that stuff hops and jumps right off of you about a day after you contracted. And that could be on average from 5 to 7 days till you show symptoms. So that means 5 to 7 days of protests and rallies, you spreading it around, not knowing any the wiser, or it could be upwards to 2 weeks. So up to 2 weeks, you could be spreading it around, not knowing any the wiser, getting it yourself, all of that type of crap. It's just the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case, if you've been to a protest, be protest.